to launch their boat in the water. They're showing up shortly, so I thought I'd shoot a quick video. I went to go turn the camera on and it wouldn't turn on, and I forgot to put one of the batteries in the camera. So luckily I packed my other one. That's what's in there right now. But since I only have one battery, I'm gonna have to limit my filming for today. So I'm gonna have to really make it count. One thing I wanted to do was the 1-year ownership on my Sea-Doo. So here it is. I'm going to try to shoot most, if not all of it today. We'll see. Again, like I said, some of my recording capability is limited. Alright, so first things first, 1 year in, I still love this thing. I really like it a lot. I have so much fun on it. I don't regret the purchase. You know, some of the things you would think about is, should I have gone for a higher end model? Should I have gone for more speed? That kind of thing. While you could always say yes, no, I don't think so. I'm very happy with the capability of the speed. I mean, you basically get 60 miles per hour in this thing. Once I get over the warranty period, I probably will do 1 or 2 quick little mods to it to see if I can't bump up like another, 2 to 5 miles per hour out of it. But, other than that, I'm definitely fine with it. It hauls just really nicely. And whether you got 1 person on or 3 people on or 2 people with a tube, it just performs really well. Another reason why I'm okay with the fact that I didn't get a higher end model, and not saying that I won't upgrade in the future, but the gas consumption, it's really good in this machine. Every time I'm out on the lake, I usually do about 2/3 of a tank. And that's just going all day long, you know what I mean? If I'm out for long, extended periods of time, if I'm doing long runs, like, miles and miles, then yeah, I might have to fill up twice in a day. But normally, I can fill up and I won't even go through the tank, and usually I can even go out a little bit for another day and still be fine. So I'm very pleased with that. And so 1 year in, I'm definitely happy about the fuel consumption use on this machine, because I have basically 50 hours on this machine now. You know what I mean? Some people, yeah, if you only do, 10 or 20 hours in a season, maximum, then you probably don't care about fuel consumption. But if I plan on doing at least 50 hours a season on this machine, you're running through a lot of gas. You know what I mean? So the less I have to spend on that and the more time I have out in the water, that's a plus. So I'm very happy about it. So speed I'm happy with, fuel consumption I'm happy with, the look of it. And I'll do a 360 while I'm in the water later, just to give you a view of the machine if you haven't seen some of my other videos or haven't seen these on other channels or on the website, whatever. SK Lifestyle. Looks like on the water, but I'm very happy with the look of it. As you can see, I got the matching vest and wetsuit. I just like the green and black and white. It really goes well, and it matches my mini Sea-Doo, which I'm definitely going to get clips of later on today, and I'm going to post that up so you can see how my mini Sea-Doo matches my big Sea-Doo. If you don't know what I'm talking about, stay tuned to the channel, subscribe to SK Lifestyle, check it out. But yeah, I just love the look of it, and not even just the colors, but really, again, if you saw my review, the shape and the contours of this machine, they did a really fantastic job with the GTI, and I'm very pleased with it. So again, and this is the first Sea-Doo that I ever rode. I rode a lot of jet skis in my life. This is the first jet ski I ever owned, but this is specifically the only Sea-Doo that I ever rode, and compared to like the Yamahas and the Cowies, I love the way it feels. I love the way I sit on it. I just love the operation of it. I'm very pleased with going with the Sea-Doo. It's just, and so it feels really good to have purchased something. And especially these machines aren't cheap. It's not like you're going to buy a pair of sneakers that are $100, and if you don't like them, maybe you got enough time to return it. If not, so what? I mean, you're talking thousands and thousands of dollars for one of these machines. So I'm definitely happy that my purchase that I'm still satisfied with it a year in. Now, maintenance of the vehicle. Um, this boat doesn't take a lot of maintenance whatsoever. Like I said, at the end of last season, I was at like 42, 43 hours or something like that. I chose just to do the oil change a little ahead of schedule. The maintenance books now and everything says to do them at 50 hours. I know it was different before, but 50 hours, you do your oil change. Mine was at like 43, and I just decided to do the oil change right before I winterized it. I think I rode it like one other time, you know what I mean, or whatever, and parked it up. And but that's pretty much it. Other than that, I use the XPS spray. I just pull off the seat here and I spray down the engine, all the engine parts and the tubes and everything. And it's supposed to help with corrosion and stop from water getting into different compartments and so forth. And it's all supposed to be watertight and so forth. But I think that's supposed to help it out and just help the longevity of all those parts and keep them fresh and clean and brand new looking. So if I do decide to sell this jet ski in a couple years, when you pop it open, when you look at it, it looks nice, and when you pop open the engine compartment, it looks brand spanking new still. And I think that spray was, I don't know, 20 bucks on Amazon or something, I forget. It's cheap, guys, just go buy it and use it. I bought one can, I've sprayed down the engine compartment, a dozen times, and the can still feels half full. So, I mean, how can you beat that? So yeah, oil change basically once a year, maybe twice a year if you're putting like 100 hours on your machine a year. I wish I could. Maybe if I end up moving down south and I live in some better climate weather, then that'll be an option. I plan to put tons of hours on this machine. And going tangent from the maintenance real quick, and I guess not so much really, but no, not even. These machines are built to go for hundreds and hundreds of hours, and that's why I wanted to get the Sea-Doo, the Rotax engine. That's why I'm happy with, still, I don't even have the supercharged model, so I don't have extra parts to do every 100 hours. You're just going to be doing an oil change and just keep hauling. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to get a brand new machine, and I wanted to be able to just use it and get my money's worth. And I feel like I'm doing that, and I plan to keep doing that. So oil changes, not that big of an issue. I chose to just go get the parts. I got like the tank that pulls the oil out of the thing, and I think you can just use regular sockets to pull out the oil filter. So you really just needed that and some oil and an oil filter, and you're ready to rock. And I just used the XPS. I know there's tons of other stuff and whatnot. The XPS doesn't seem to be that expensive, and because I know it's like a Sea-Doo approved kind of brand, I just want to use it and be sure that I'm good to go. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm using, if you're wondering. And I forget what the charge is at the dealerships, but I feel like you can spend anywhere. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like it's like 150, 200 bucks for an oil change or something. I forget. I figured it was just better. I'm gonna end up doing it on my own anyway. I might as well get it right away and just start doing it. And so that's what I did for this last year. And now that I already have the equipment to pull the oil out, okay, I can just do it from here on out. All I got to do is pay for the oil and a new oil filter, and I'm good to go. Oh, and some O-rings for the oil filter, which I think the oil filters will even come with it. But just make sure if you're ordering the kit or something that you see that it comes with it. So yeah, maintenance-wise, there's very little. The only other thing I do is I've yet to still take it out to salt water. When I do take it to the beach, be sure that SK Lifestyle will be recording. That will be going up on the channel, and hopefully that happens soon. But that said, I haven't taken this out on salt water, but typically every time I take it out, just about every single time I take it out, I still flush it real quick with the hose for like half a minute to a minute, and I still wash it down. And I'll grab a picture of the stuff I use to clean this machine with. I bought it at a local like boat shop or whatever. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but I spent like 20 bucks for the bottle, and because it's a jet ski and that stuff's made for jet skis, but primarily boats, I barely used maybe that much of a bottle that's like that tall. So the thing's gonna last me like the whole time I own this machine. So that's another great buy, very cheap. And I just put 2 capsules in like a 5-gallon bucket, or no, like a 3-gallon bucket, fill it up with water, wipe it down with a cloth, and then just, dry it off with a towel. And that's pretty much my maintenance for this thing. So that's pretty good. And that was another reason why I bought a new machine. I didn't want to have to be wrenching on this thing a lot. I'm very busy, so is my wife. When we get time, we want to go, use it. And, when we get to a campground or we go to a lake, we just want to have fun and then go back home. I don't want to be messing around inside the engine compartment with wires and trying to test this and that and mess with oil filters, you know what I mean, or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Just have an issue with parts. And again, now that I've owned this machine, I don't think I would have a problem buying a used Sea-Doo that was like 2 or 3 years old. I know what I'm doing now. I know a couple of things to look for. So if you guys are looking to buy a Sea-Doo, if you want the warranty and all that, like I did, I wanted extra peace of mind, then, go for it. You're gonna love it. But if you are looking to save a few bucks and you want to, save $3,000-$4,000 off a new machine and go buy a used one, as long as it's a couple years old and, you know what I mean, whatever, I think you'll definitely be good. But yeah, just having brand new, it's just good to go. Every time I pop the key on, good to go. And that's one other thing I'll say, and I had it in the review too, but these intelligent keys, I like the fact that no one else can come hop on my Sea-Doo and take off with it. Now, yeah, you could try to hook up the trailer and steal it or something like that, but you can't. I couldn't have this docked up somewhere and somebody just take their key, just put it on, start it up and go, and you're not gonna hotwire this thing or something like that. So that's a good plus for this machine. I certainly like that. And these grips are awesome. They definitely help you control and have a tighter grip on the machine. And when you're just resting or hanging out or whatever, it's less fatiguing. I hurt my wrist a little bit last year at the end of last season. Not enough to, need a cast or anything, but you know what I mean? If these were just regular bike bars, like, bicycle handlebars, it would be a lot more taxing on my wrist. So anybody with, slight carpal tunnel or something, issues with your hands or your wrist, these kind of grips are probably going to be a lot better for you than a regular just bicycle handlebar type grip. So keep that in mind, and that's another thing that I really like about this. Now, let me try to find a couple things that I don't like about the Sea-Doo. And actually, I'm just going to go park myself a little farther into the lake, just because I can hear their radio going, and I'm not sure if that's picking up on the video, but I don't want it to, distort what I'm saying. So give me a second, and I'll be right back at it. That's one other thing I like. I don't know if you just saw that. I'll maybe try to slow that part down in the video. But the OTAS system, I like how even though I let off the throttle, when I turned the steering wheel, it kicked on just a little bit of throttle just to allow the machine to actually still turn, even though I wasn't putting any pressure on the throttle cable. Or the throttle, I guess it's not really a cable anymore because it's like drive-by wire. But that's a really nice feature. So a couple things that I wish were better or that I don't like with the Sea-Doo. I like the mirrors. I think they're a really good position. I said that before in a few of my other reviews. However, if they were able to adjust a little bit, I think that would be an extra plus. I think that's not too much of an expensive feature for Sea-Doo to add on. Although I do get it, they want to have more features that are more premium for their higher models, so they probably try to leave it for that. But I'll say that is one thing. Maybe if this did have the double dash, I would kind of like that, being able to see the RPMs as well as my speed and stuff like that. Especially because there's still the cutout for it on the GTI. That said, I really do like the display, but that's something that I would like if possible. One gripe would be the center storage. I think I put that on my 5 things that I hate about the Sea-Doo GTI. And, in my 1-year ownership, that's just something to look out for. Probably on any PWC, and especially these GTIs. A lot of times I'll open up this thing, go like this, push, and if you don't hear that click, you know, beware. If you're gonna go do wave jumping or something like that and you got your cell phone in this compartment, hopefully it's in one of these kind of floaty things. Because if not, I haven't had anything fly out of it yet, even when I did have it pop open just slightly. But I wasn't wave jumping. I was just kind of, you know, skirting around on the lake a little bit. So that's definitely something to be aware of. And, you know, it's kind of like the same thing with the trunk. I mean, if you don't close it all the way and don't hear it click, you know, beware, something might fall out. But this, I just feel like you're going in and out of it a lot for your goggles and your glasses and your cell phone and your water bottle. And I just wish that, I don't know, I don't even have a suggestion yet for how I think it would be a little bit better, because really, it's not hard to click it, but I do it all the time now. If you see me in videos, I kind of just push down with my weight. So I hear the click, but I also just know all that weight made it push in. So that's just something that I think about. One other thing I would like, which I'm probably going to add, which is the X package, so that I can control my the way I come in and out of the water when I'm towing people. But also I want it just so that I can set speed, kind of like a cruise control. That's one reason I almost did get the Yamaha, was for the cruise control. And the guy at the dealership, well, you know, he's at the dealership, but we were at the boat show. He said, you know, I'm going to want VTS a lot more. And I think the VTS does come in handy, especially if there's a lot of chop or something, or you want to try to go as fast as you can. You can set it a lot more plain with the water to kind of push the jet a little harder. So I do like that, and especially with towing, it's not hard to just hold, especially since it's like drive-by wire. It's not hard to hold the throttle and keep it about the speed that you want. But having the VTS is great because depending on how the water is or how heavy the person on the tube is, you know, you can set it so that it can help you pull them out of the water. So, and the X package is only like 150 bucks. And the one thing I will say that I like about it is that it's pure plug and play. All I got to do is pop it right in, you know, zip tie it up so it's not flopping around or whatever, I assume, and then you're good to go. So I definitely plan on getting that soon. What else can I say as far as something that I wish was a little better? The seat's a little finicky, but like I said in one of my reviews, as long as you're standing inside the hull and you push it, you can click it down real easy. Just when you're standing outside of the jet ski and like you're standing outside of the trailer or something, you're trying to get it to situate right, sometimes you can have a little bit of an issue. Yeah, man. Like I said, I don't have much battery, so I don't want to keep this video going on forever, and I don't want this video to be forever. So I'm going to cut it off here. I might do a few other short things in the water today, and maybe I'll follow up in a few days with something else just before I put this video up. So that said, I appreciate you guys watching SK Lifestyle. Everybody that's subscribing, I appreciate your support. If you're watching, please hit that subscribe button. I have tons of great content on the ski, off the ski. There's tons of stuff to be seen, so check that out. Make sure you hit that like button. And that said, I'm gonna have some fun on the lake today, man. It's like 90 degrees here in Connecticut. As you can see, it's an awesome day. There's skis out, there's boats out, there's people on the beach. It's just gonna be a great day. So, see you guys later. Alright, so I'm glad I got a little bit of battery left, having an awesome time here on the lake. One thing I did discover, it looks like my VTS, I'm not quite sure if it is moving the actual trim, but when I go here and I select it, VTS, see it says 5, I'm pushing the button now and nothing's happening. So I'm not quite sure if it's just the computer not showing it or it's really not moving it. So I'm gonna have to take a look once it's out of water to see if it's actually moving the trim. And either way, I'm probably gonna have to take it into the dealer to have them take a look at it. Again, good reason why I got the warranty. Funny, it's kind of like Murphy's Law. I go to shoot the video today about 1 year ownership, and otherwise maintenance has been great. Luckily, it's not something that's really gonna affect the jet ski as far as being out on the water. But I definitely, you know, that's one of the features I have, and I want to make sure that VTS is working right. So stay tuned. I'll definitely do a recap and an update on that. That said, go hit the water some more. There's a lot of skis out here. There's a lot of people. It's just a good day to be out on the water. Lake life, baby. SK Lifestyle.